Hello everybody, welcome to CMFXPRO. I'm doing a special edition to show conditions of time frames so you can see the different type of trading setups that involve the intraday. We cover most of the time, but now I want to show you with the beat the market maker method how they cover swing trade, range trading, which is range trading are very long swings held for months, and the conditions that are required to find these entries. Um, I've done a lot of back testing, and as you will see, I'll show you on the indicator, they represent the exact entries after confluences are met and conditions, and even enter ID safety conditions off of a range bound trade, which is something that will go for months and months. Swing trading off of day or H4 day one, that could last for a couple weeks or at least a week. Okay, so let's get right to it. Please stop and read. By continuing, you are accepting these terms. We're going to start right off with the D1 time frame, and this is GJ. And this is how simple I created the conditions off of a beat market maker for the indicator to set off at certain confluence areas. If you notice this low exhaustion here, they reached it here, they came back, cleared both sides, and met this low exhaustion here. But then they came back, touched the water, confluence of the water, came back down again. This is your ID safety symbol to take off. And obviously we ranged around the male. These fingers are the ID 50 and 50-50 bounce conditions, the red and the green. As they range around the male, they touch the 800, they come down. But the direction from this low exhaustion does not finish until a high exhaustion symbol is reached, which is right here, the red dot, one single red dot. And obviously price and direction of trend came down off the 800. So that's how simple range bound trading is, with a lot of pairs off of the conditions, whatnot. Here you see a high exhaustion here, entry, safety, drop. And I'm sure if you walk this down to a lower time frame on this level, it will actually be marked as a low exhaustion. Go down to the H1. Let me get rid of this. A little more clearer. Yes, and down to the H1 is the low exhaustion. So that would be the swing trade off of the D1 time frame, which is back here. And if you noticed, the right leg of the H1 has now got the high exhaustion. But if you notice here, the high exhaustion was here on the left leg of the, or this is a multi-session M, or long trend M off of the 800. But this entry here walks you down to the H1 and gets you in right. Where's that? Let's see here. There we go. Yes, so let's mark this on the H1. And there it is. There is the second leg of the M. Right off of that exhaustion. That's the second leg. And that's your entry for this nice downtrend. As simple as that, guys. It's really that simple. You walk your way down just like typical beat the market maker principles. There's your second leg off the H1, off the day one conditions of the exhaustion. And then there's your conditions right here. It came down and tested the blueberry off the H1, and then there's your high exhaustion. There's your low exhaustion. These are all just counter trend conditions off of the trend. Obviously 50, 200 across the 800, you want to stay in line with trend, so you don't take these these let you know you can take your take profit here and enter at the male, take your profit, enter again at the 50, take your profit, and drop. If you see the conditions, that's a nice drop, pretty decent pips. And then you can be entered here and re-enter here, nice W obviously on the H1 off the 800 and take her out. So H4 conditions. Let's see. A lot of swing trades really can be, weekly swing trades can be taken off of the H1 exhaustion conditions, quite honestly. That will last you, I'll put the period separators in here, and you will actually see the midweek reversals start showing up. You know, all these midweek reversal, you know, how many days down, how many days up, down, up, you know, how many days this is. It's about 5 days. It goes back up another 6 days. And you see all these conditions. There's a one, there's a 3-4 day, 4-day midweek reversal. It all falls in line. It's really simple. So this is what we'll be going off of for our signals for swing and intraday. Obviously you can see exhaustion on the 800, and here's the 50-50 bounce entry right here. Came down and M off the 800 if you want to take that nice counter trend, the 50-50 back to the 800, and then you re-enter for trend direction off the 800. And we have low exhaustion here, GU. So that's a quick walkthrough to how this indicator represents the principles of a beat-to-market maker, perfectly in line with the conditions. It really includes all main principles of every type of trading style that it is taught. That's how I worked for 7 months or so, many sleepless nights, on making this happen, because I believe the beat-to-market maker system needed an easier way to walk through the confluence and conditions, because there is so many possible setups in the method itself, and it sometimes can be confusing to what trading plan you want to stick to, and so forth. So I basically wanted to create an indicator that followed all rules for all trading styles, period. And I believe I've done it. We still have so much untapped potential to realize with what I created, and it's a learning curve every day, but we know we're on the right side of things, and we're happy to have people that are firm beat-to-market maker believers follow us along and truly be successful trading beat-to-market maker method in an easier way and a very more profitable way. Thank you for joining me, and have a great night.